Hi students, welcome to All4 e-learning chemistry classes for first year. The running chapter is stoichiometry and now we are in session number 46. In previous sessions we discussed about the titrations. It is nothing but neutralization reactions or redox reactions where an unknown solution concentration is measured with the help of standard solution. It is nothing but standard solution is nothing but the solution for which we know the concentration, is it not? And different types of titrations already we discussed. It is nothing but simple titration, only one acid one base is involved, or one oxidant and reductant, one oxidant and one reductant is involved, and then we solved some numerical, one or two numerical. Just it is nothing but only to know how to apply the concept, law of neutralization. And then we entered into the double titrations. It is a peculiar phenomenon and it is very interesting phenomenon. Just I think you can enjoy the subject from that video, where the double titration is involving two indicators. One is nothing but phenolphthalein and the other one is methyl orange, and these two indicators are making the substances that present in mixer solution to undergo neutralization in different manner. Say for example, if the mixture is of any two of the compounds from Na2CO3, NaHCO3 and NaOH, then in phenolphthalein NaOH is completely neutralized, Na2CO3 is half neutralized. With this one we are making the titration twice, one in presence of phenolphthalein. And dear students, here you have to remember that only first we have to create the first titration by using the indicator phenolphthalein, then we have to use the methyl orange. Reverse is not suggestible, because in case of reverse, all the reagents, all the reactant, that is substances present in the solution, may undergo neutralization. Is it not? And thereby we should not go in a reverse manner. Just always we have to make the first titration only by using phenolphthalein, and then we have to add the methyl orange as an indicator, and we have to complete the second titration. All these discussions we completed, and here we are not having any numerical priority or interest. It is only because when we start to solve the numericals, it is time taking, and as per our competitive examination NEET purpose, it is not suggestible to solve any numericals. Just you should have the idea. At equivalent, that is after neutralization, the equivalent weights of the number of equivalent weights of acid is equated to the number of equivalent weights of which component in the solution, and how many equivalent weights it is equal. Like that already in previous session we discussed it. Clear? And now we are coming to an end part of this titration. It is nothing but a double titration. After discussion we will complete the that is nothing but the theoretical part or the conceptual part from the titrations itself, and I suggest you to solve the numericals which are related to these titrations that are taking less than 1 minute. Only such questions are stipulated, or that such questions are important for us for the NEET examination purpose. In case if it is of time taking, just you can leave such type of questions, because they are out of our scenario, that is nothing but our scope. Clear? And now let me continue this topic. It is nothing but not double, it is back titration. The last one is back titration. In previous session we discussed about double titration, but here we are concluding this titration part with back titration. Back titration itself, it indicates once we are titrating a substance and then again we are making it to back. Just let me explain the meaning of back titration. First let us consider here one impure acid or base is given. For example, if we think that impure acid or base is given. Impure means, say for out of 100 parts, if less than 100% is acid or base, then we can consider it as an acid or base which is in impure condition, is it not? And now when it is impure, then automatically we don't know how much percentage of acid or base present in that impure compound, is it not? And for that purpose, what we have to do, first let me consider two conditions. One is impure acid if present. Then what to do? Impure acid, when it is given, we don't know the exact amount of acid present in that given compound, is it not? And in such a case, we are titrating this acid with a base. Base is here standard base solution. Standard means the concentration is known. Concentration is known to us from this standard basic solution. But if the concentration is known, say for example, if it is 0.1 normal, for example, for your convenience sake, then how much volume we have to use? What is the volume quantity we use to neutralize this impure acid? We don't know, because depending on the amount of acid present in that impure condition, it requires more or less volume of this 0.1 normal basic solution, is it not? For that purpose, we are taking excess volume so as to neutralize all the acid that is present in the impure compound. Clear? And say for example, it is, if the volume taken excess is V initial, but V initial, even though we are taking this volume to neutralize the acid, just you remember, all this base is not completely used by the solution. It is not complete used. We are taking excess, is it not? And here the volume that can be used is nothing but the volume of the base that required to exact neutralize the acid that present in the impure compound. Clear? And now, say for example, initial excess volume is taken. For example, V initial is nothing but 500 ml. Let us consider like that. 500 ml is taken. But out of this 500 ml, some quantity is used for the complete neutralization of that acid, is it not? And now, out of this 500 ml, how much volume is used up to neutralize this? We can't observe. We don't know. Say for example, 300 or 310 or 350 or 250, like that, whatever the quantity required for this, that can be used up by this excess solution. That is, out of this 500, some volume of this base will be used up for the complete neutralization of the acid present in the impure compound. Clear? And now, how to find the volume used? Volume used is how much? We don't know. We are taking excess 500. But how much of this 500 ml is used for the titration of that impure acid? We don't know. And how to find? Just you remember, when excess volume is taken, say for example, out of this 500 is some V used is used up. The remaining how much? If we know. Say for example, if we are able to measure that the remaining in the solution, that is in base solution, the remaining volume is nothing but 200 ml. For example, it is nothing but V final, which is present in the solution. Then automatically we know V initial is 500. Some part of that is some volume of this base is used for the complete neutralization of the acid which is present in the given given impure acid. How much is used? We don't know. But once we measure the remaining volume, say for example here, that's why I am giving the numerical value for easy understanding. Initially 500 is present and finally 200 is remained there. Then now I think you can easily guess how much is used. Initially when 500 is used and finally 200 is remained, the difference between these two is nothing but the used volume. Is it not? It is simple logic. Initial 500, final 200, that is 200 is not used by this acid, impure acid. That means it by considering the some quantity, that quantity is nothing but 500 minus 200, that is 300 ml is used by this acid. Clear? And now the question is how to measure this final volume of this basic solution. That is the logic. Again I am giving, it is standard solution. We know the concentration of this solution and we are taking excess volume by to neutralize the acid which is present in unknown impure acid solution, and some part of this excess volume of base is used up to neutralize completely all the acid which is present in the impure acid solution. Then we are finding the final volume. How to find this final volume? For that purpose, what we are doing is we are neutralizing this base solution with another standard acid solution. Again, standard solution means concentration is known, and here the concentration of this solution, for example 0.1 normal. Then we are using this acid to neutralize the excess of basic solution that present in the solution after completion of the first neutralization. Are you following? And now it is not known, only for your convenience sake I am giving that value. Only up to this we know it is 0.1 normal solution and 500 ml is used for the titration of this excess it is, and how much is remained. If we know the remaining, then we can calculate the used, is it not? So for that remaining volume purpose we are using a second titration, but here this titration is for acid purpose we are using base, and for this base purpose again we are using acid with base and that base with an acid. That's why it is considered as back titration. Are you following? And now with this one, say for example it is, we don't know the volume of this acid, but by titration just we can consider this in burette, and from burette reading we know the volume of this solution. Say for example volume of this acid used is nothing but 200 ml. Then by knowing this base solution N1 is nothing but 0.1 and V we don't know, this V is nothing but 500 minus V used, because some part is used already, that is how much we don't know. But for the acid, next acid we know the concentration, it is 0.1 normal, N2 is 0.1 and V2 it is from burette reading we can get it is 200 ml, and it will be given to you, because the volume of that acid how much is used for the excess basic solution should be known. It is from burette reading. When we are running that solution to titrate the excess base present in the solution, automatically it is visible through burette reading. Clear? And now these two known. Now we have to calculate this N1 to 500 minus V used, that is nothing but remaining volume, is equal to N2 into V2. Now it is 0.1 into 500 minus V used, the remaining nothing but is equal to 0.1 into 200, and 0.1 get cancelled, and now 500 minus V used is equal to 200. We are getting like this from this one, and when 500 minus V used is 200, we can get the V used now. How? V used is nothing but equal to 500 minus 200, that is 300 ml of this basic solution is used for the complete neutralization of this acid. Are you getting? And from this we can, when it is of 300 ml, we know the number of equivalent weights of base, number of equivalent weights of base is equal to number of equivalent weights of acid present in the impure solution. So this can be measured by the initial, that is normality, already we know, into we used. With this one we are able to get the equivalent weights of the acid, is it not? And then in a simple manner, just it is when the impure acid is given, we are using base first and then it is again titrated with acid. Clear? And now let us consider if it is impure base. If it is impure base, then what we are doing? Just first we are neutralizing it with acid solution which is known with excess, and then the excess is titrated with base solution. The same thing, but depending on now when it is base we are using acid, the excess acid is again titrated with another base, base with acid, that acid with a base. So again back titrations. Like that, when any unknown compound which is of impure acid or impure base present in that one, to find the percentage of that impurity or to find the amount of the acid or base present in that impure, we are not aware of the amount of the acid or base present in that impure compound, impure mixture, because it is we have to find the percentage of that impurity. In such a case we are using back titration. Just it is the titration, the rule of the titration is nothing but the number of equivalent weights of acid or base used for the titration of complete neutralization of the compound is equal to the number of equivalent weights of that unknown compound, is it not? And for that purpose, first, because we are not aware of the quantity, that's why in precautionary mode we are taking excess volume of the standard solution. If the impure compound is acid, we are taking excess volume of the standard basic solution. Just you have to remember that. If that impure compound is acid, we are taking excess amount of standard basic solution. If that impure compound is the base, then we are taking excess amount of standard acid solution. Clear? When it is taken excess, we don't know how much is used for the complete neutralization of the given compound. Then how to find it? What is the volume of use, volume of the basic or acidic solution used for the complete neutralization of the given compound? For that purpose, instead of directly finding the volume of that acid or base used for complete neutralization, now we are going for the remaining volume of that solution. And during calculation of that remaining volume of the solution, again we are taking the base for acid or acid for base. So once acid is neutralized by base and the excess base is neutralized by acid, or base is neutralized by acid and excess acid is neutralized by base, like that back titrations are taking place. And just you remember here only the first compound is unknown and the remaining two solutions what we are using are known concentrated solutions. So after finding the final volume, the remaining volume of the excess solution, simply we can get the information related to the volume of that solution used for the neutralization of the given compound. Is it not? It is nothing but initial excess volume, nothing but initial volume taken minus the final volume what we are measuring from back titration. So these two difference is nothing but the volume of that solution used for the complete neutralization of the impure acid or base. So thereafter we are of considering that number of equivalent weights of acid or base, nothing but normality, already we know because we are using the standard solution, into volume used. How to measure that volume used? It is nothing but volume initial minus volume final. How to get the volume final? By back titration. So volume initial minus volume final will give the volume of that solution used for the neutralization. From that we can calculate the number of equivalent weights of the impure compound. Clear? That is about back titration. Just it is back titration only because acid with base and that base with an acid, or base with an acid and then that acid with base, back to back. Clear? And mostly you remember this method is mostly preferably used in organic chemistry in finding the percentage composition of nitrogen. Generally, when in organic compound is having the nitrogen as one of the component, how much percentage of nitrogen is present in that organic compound, we have to measure. That measure is made through Geldols process. Just you remember, Geldols process. In that Geldols process, to find the percentage of nitrogen present in the given organic compound, first of all, that nitrogen is converted into ammonia, and we know ammonia generally it is in gaseous state, and thereby whenever it is converted to ammonia, it try to escape, and thereby in a precautionary mode, that ammonia, after conversion, that ammonia is directly made to pass through an excess volume of non-concentrated acid solution. We are taking excess volume of the acid. Why? Because no ammonia, no even a little amount of ammonia should escape from this. That means even a pinch of ammonia gas is going out, automatically it is of giving wrong information, is it not? That's why every part of ammonia which is formed, immediately it should be neutralized. How much volume we have to take for this acid? We don't know. That's why we are taking excess acid as a precautionary mode. After complete conversion of this nitrogen into ammonia and passing through this solution, already initial volume we take that acid, and now we will titrate that acid with another concentrated, non-concentrated basic solution. It is nothing but standard solution. There we can find the volume of remaining acid, is it not? And from the initial volume of acid and the volume of remain at the end of the experiment, we can measure the volume of that acid used for the complete neutralization of ammonia, and from that we can calculate the percentage of ammonia, number of equivalent weights of ammonia, and from that one we can calculate the percentage of nitrogen present in that compound. Like that, in Geldols process, just you remember, in Geldols process, to measure the percentage of nitrogen, we are using this back titration. Just it is the outline. You have to practice the numericals. Just it is nothing but, instead of doing the experiment 1, we are making it twice. Initially we are using excess, and finally we are getting the remaining volume. The difference is nothing but the used volume. That is required for measuring this equivalent weights. Are you clear? With this one we are concluding the titration part of stoichiometry, and next session onwards we will enter into the final part of stoichiometry, nothing but the significant figures. How to find, where we are using all these we will discuss. Okay, thank you.